Hey everybody, thank you for joining me today. So today's video, we're going to be using this sketch right here, and I think I've used this multiple times already. You guys will find I do that a lot. But if this is your first time here, please consider hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell so that way you get alerts whenever I upload new content. Now, with sketches like this, there's no sizes, so I do a lot of pre-measuring with like my scraps, but mine is going to be bigger than what you see on here, and we'll go through it together. Okay, so this is the Nuvo paper pad that's all silver, and we're going to go to the back here and use this craft in silver paper. And then we're also still working in the Jack Frost, and everything is punched. I used a 3-inch punch for the main circle, and then the two smaller circles I wind up using, I think, the 2-inch punch. And it's gonna fill up really the front of the sketch. I guess I could have made it smaller, made the center picture the 2-inch, and then the smaller circles more like 1.5 or something like that. But I had these out on my desk, so I decided to use it. So putting our whites inside our card base. Remember, I'm doing that to add weight. So if you have a 65-pound paper, make sure you just add a layer on the inside, and it'll help with anything you do on the front side so that the card is evenly weighted. All right, so now we're gonna start on our base paper, which the mat I'm using craft cardstock, and I measured it at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and then the pattern stripe paper I cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And then I just ran out of tape, so we get to change that real quick. And coming up this year, I don't know exactly when I'm going to do it. I will be doing a tour of my new craft room. I wish I could give you a date. With working full-time and trying to stay up on at least the Friday videos on a regular basis, my time is kind of wonky, but I'm going to do the best I can. All right, so now we're going to attach this to the card base, making sure we have a nice even frame, and then I press it down. And I suggest, as you guys know, if you're using ATG tape or even the tape runner like I am, use wet glue. It gives you a little bit of time to be able to move some stuff around before it adheres, okay? So I laid down my circles to figure out where everything was going to kind of lay, okay? And then I attached the snowflake paper, and that paper, that's the one that's punched at 3 inches, and then the other two, or the other 4, are punched at 2 inches. And I'm attaching those using the ATG, and I forgot to hit it with a little bit of this chipped sapphire. It really worked with this paper collection, as far as the blues that I have in the Distress inks. These are the oxides. This is the oxide, so I only have one ink out. I don't know why I'm saying it in plural. But I like to do that at times when I don't use mats on something, to give it definition between what we're doing as far as this little collage and the paper on the background, right? So that way it adds dimension and it separates the patterns. And then for the sentiment, I took a sentiment strip that I already had punched out. I got this through Tailored Expressions. They have all different kinds of sentiment strips, and you can cut them out. And then they also do a matte strip, so that way you can have a nice finished sentiment. So for these, I'm going to actually use some foam for the sentiment, I'm using what's left of my Darice thin foams. I know Tailored Expressions has a version of these. Either one would work. You know what I mean? You can also just use some squares. It doesn't matter. It's whatever you have in your stash that would work. And I just have to trim this a little bit because some of it was peeking out. And then I'm just adding a little bit of glue on the foam so that way we can have a little bit of wiggle room if I need to, like I just did, shift it and move it over to the right. And to continue on using these gems because they match just so well. So the rest of the card series, this one and next week's, we'll be using the gems. Just to give you a heads up. I had fun with these. So I like to try and find the three sizes. So we have the small, medium, and large. And I do 3 up at the top and just the 2 at the bottom. So that way we're in an odd number. But if I wanted to do 3 and 3, I could have done that too. So I'm just grabbing my jewel picker. I think this is the Marvy one. I got to get a new top for the other one. The one I generally like using the most. And we're just going to put a little bit of glue, pick up the gem, and put it right back on top. And you don't need a whole lot to hold these down. They don't have any adhesive on the back of them, so you do need to use glue, but you just don't, sometimes I'm a little heavy-handed, but you don't need a whole lot. A small dot will do you. Okay, and then those are our 2 cards. One you can see with the longer sentiment and one with the shorter one where it just fits right in the center of the main circle. And it's fun. You can make, I think these 2 I made more like birthday cards. So may all your wishes come true. I forget what the other one says. Oh, here's to many more. So though it has the wintry feel, I think if somebody was born, anytime from November to February, March, this card could work because it has that wintry feel, but it's still a pretty card with the blues. So once again, you guys, thank you for watching. Give it a like, comment down below, and I will definitely see you guys with our next video. Have a great day.